What's up, everybody? It's James here again from the Sawyer Family Reviews channel, bringing you another Ninja Turtle toy review, but it's not Super 7. We're going back into the Neca Mirage comics line with the release number 3, Utrom, or Utrom, depending on how you pronounce it, the alien brains that are inside robotic bodies, but not Krang. So this one I got from AliExpress, I don't know how you say it. I got him from off of there a couple weeks back. There was a post in one of the NECA turtle groups on Facebook saying, hey, Casey and the Utrom are on stock on there. I had great luck with Slash off of there, so I was like, you know what, I'll go ahead and do it. I got him in about a week or so ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. Maybe it is. They're both really awesome. Both Casey and this are really awesome. But I figured I'd take a look at the Utrom first because I think that there's been a couple of Casey reviews up already, but there's not a lot of the Utrom, whatever you want to say, reviews up as of yet. I'm still going to look at Casey, but I figured I'd get this one up first just to put this one out there in case people are contemplating getting one off that site or getting ready for it to hit regular stores, which it's going to soon. Yeah, I guess that's all I got to say about it before we take it over to the review, right? It's cool, but you're going to find that out. Let's take it over to the picture table. So here we have the Utrom. I'm going to keep saying that. I'm just going to stick with Utrom. That's what I'm doing. I'm sticking with Utrom. Here's the Utrom in the package first. As we saw before with the Renette review, the packaging for the Mirage comics line from NECA is really, really cool. You get a lot of original artwork from Kevin Eastman along each panel. We got a great full shot of the figure, or first shot of the character there with the battle-damaged head. We get another shot down below here, and then we got a shot of just the alien brain on the other side here with the number 3, denoting it's the 3rd release in this line. Nice window shot of the figure there. We've got the Eastman and Laird's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles logo up top. On the back, we get some shots of the figure itself and the whole meanwhile thing again, and a to be continued showing other releases in the Mirage Comics style line. And just one more time, I want to show you, I've already opened this guy up, again to show you this cool backdrop that's in the packaging here that you can take out if you were so inclined and kind of fold out and kind of have your figure sitting on that. I think that's really cool. I like when something that could just be a throwaway, they actually spend some time on it to make it into this. I think that's pretty cool. But the packaging's fine. It's collector friendly, so you can open it and close it. It's got cool artwork on it. What else can you say? All right, well, that's enough about that. Let's move on to the figure. So here you have the Utrom out of the box. Let's talk about the stuff he comes with first, and then we'll move on to the figure, articulation, paint job, all that stuff. First things first, he comes with, let's go with the hands. You know I like to get the hands over with first. He's got a set of fisted hands on with the figure, and then he's got a set of these tight gripping hands. And we'll see what these are good for in just a second. All of the hands have a really nice sculpt where you see like that pistons or whatever inside for moving the fingers. It's got a nice paint wash where it's got grayish colors on top of the light blue. It's almost like there's 2 shades of blue and then a shade of gray, and then the black lines painted in. Really nice. Then we've got 2 weapon gripping hands. Those are pretty nice. All the fingers are sort of separated, and that's for more holding the gun that he comes with. We'll talk about the gun right now. So there is the gun. It's got a nice paint job. Look at that barrel where there's white inside that's real clean, and then yellow inside. The black line work. All that little hatch marks to make it look like it's a drawing. This is a really nice gun sculpt. Nicely painted, nicely sculpted. Just overall, really, really sharp looking. And then we've got, let's see, we've got 2 tools, and these are for repairing the portal. So you've got one, this reminds me a lot of like a Star Trek The Next Generation engineering tool. This is done all in red with a black light wash over it. Excuse me. And we've got this one here, which looks more kind of like a wrench or a tuning fork. This little guy here. And then we've got this little drink, which these are in the scene where the brain parts are sitting on the table. These are on the table. These drinks are on the table. So it's a little purple cup with like a black liquid inside and then a bendy straw sticking out the top of it. That's cool that they included that. That's a completely unnecessary addition that was included. And then lastly, we've got the extra head. So you've got an extra battle damaged head included, where it's got tears, the metal's torn away, and you can see the exposed robotics inside the head. One of the eyes is drooping out. This is awesome. This is a really cool extra head. And since I'm going to get multiple Utroms, it's going to be cool to have these heads on a few of them. I do wish they included like maybe a battle damaged hand or something, where there was just like wires or something sticking out. I think that would be cool to match it up with. I could have done without one of these, maybe the tight gripping hands or something in lieu of that. I would have taken that in exchange for the other thing. Is that all the accessories? Yeah, we got 2 tools, a gun, 4 extra hands, the head. That's everything. This is also sort of an accessory, I guess. We've got the little brain that's inside the stomach. This is fully painted. Those eyes are really cool. They're set far back in the sculpt. Really clean lines in the mouth with the teeth. Man, it's just like creepy looking. Those eyes are like, this is different than the brain that came in the Foot 4-pack. This is much smaller than this guy, and this looks a little closer to the way they looked in the comic than this one did. This guy's got the little articulated appendages, which is cool. There is no way he's fitting inside this body. He's way too big. But you can let him, let's sit. Don't fall down on me. You can at least let him sit here and have the drink, you know? Give him something to do. So then this little guy just kind of sits in here. There's not a magnet or anything like that. It looks like this base part, maybe they were at one point planning for there to be a magnet to hold him in or something. But he just kind of sits inside there. And let's actually take him out of there until we're done with articulation. Sorry about that, my light went off for a second. Let's tackle that articulation here. So we've got a ankle that hinges up and down, and then it also rotates. It's got sort of that rocker thing going on. Then we've got a knee joint that's single but goes back to there. Then we've got rotation at the top of the hip. There's not a lot of it, but it's got one of those styles of articulation where the hip joint sort of plugs into the hip, and then it's mounted on a ball there, which is the much better version of the Neca hips as opposed to the old ones they used to have that were very prone to breakage. We got rotation at the waist. This was pretty stuck when I got mine, so be careful when you have this. This joint does move, but mine was really stuck. And then we've got a ball-jointed torso right above there. We've got shoulders that rotate around, and then they can, I don't want to rotate them too far around because that blocky design, it may start scraping up. And they hinge out to there, very tight and easy to hold a pose. Then we've got rotation at the top of the bicep, a single jointed elbow that's ratcheting that goes back and forth. Then we've got rotation at the wrist where they plug in and then they hinge in and out. And then we've got a ball jointed head that is interchangeable. So there's a good amount of movement right there. It's moving all around. Yeah, so very well articulated figure. Surprisingly so because of the design. I figured it would be a little more limited than that, just because there's not a lot of articulation you can see here. So they did a really good job of maintaining this sculpt while still getting in all that articulation. As far as the design goes, that's where it really excels. I love these white highlights on him. The black lines. It's just really, really sharp, man. This looks like a drawing come to life. It's very well done. This is one of the more unique looks from the Turtles comic, the Mirage comics. One of the more unique designed characters. So seeing him represented in a figure form is really cool. And I can see a lot of people army building this guy. Like, I want way more of this guy now that I've got one in hand. Another really cool thing is this paint job on the eyes, where the yellows are very saturated inside there, but then there's also this diffuse paint around there, which gives it a glowing look without it actually glowing. So that's really cool. Man, this guy's awesome. Neca's killing it on this Mirage line. These are just incredible, man. Super, super cool. All right, let's take a look at him next to some other figures from the Mirage line. We've got a original Donatello here, so you can see his height difference with the turtle. And then we've got the Mirage Shredder for this side. These joints were always sort of loose on that figure. So there you go. That's how he sizes up with the other two. He's bigger, which he should be. He's a big robotic body. Imagine, though, if they just tried to make a robotic body that fit this guy. That'd been crazy. It'd been huge. Speaking of huge robotic bodies, let's bring in I know I don't really, I can always say I don't collect the Toon line, but somehow I always have a Toon figure to bring in here and show you guys. So here he is next to Toon Krang, which, no, I'm just now coming back and seeing my camera. Yeah, you can't even get him in the whole picture unless I move him way back. Let's do that. I'm knocking stuff down. As you can see, Android Body Krang is much, much bigger than he is. Like, he's significantly taller than the Utroms that he is based on. Yeah. So, this guy is sweet. However, I will say that if you're only collecting the mainstays of the Turtle line, it's not something you definitely need. It's not like Krang, where Krang was a major part of the Turtles cartoon, right? The Utroms, while they play a significant role, especially in those 2003 cartoons, it's not something you definitively need for your Mirage Comics display. It's not like Casey or Shredder or April or the Turtles. It's cool. It's definitely cool. And it'll be neat to have them, kind of a bunch of them around. But do you absolutely have to have it for Mirage line? I don't know. That's kind of up to you. I do, and I need to have multiples. At like $38 a piece or whatever they are, that could get a little pricey. But he is cool. It's a really well done figure. Very unique design. Great articulation, great sculpt. Just really solid figure overall. That about wraps it up on this one. I'll leave a link down below to order this guy off Entertainment Earth if it's available there. And leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.